Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Rhinos and Aliens Impressions. Like always, you have Francis Mandrala, and to my left, back at it again. This is
It's a me. It's Jordan. Your fan favorite.
yes, that is my favorite too. You know, like he brings another hype. Donyhal couldn't make it; he was working. We just saw Solo. And we thought, well, it's been a couple days, but we saw Solo and we wanted to talk about it.
Solo.
And why are we picking Solo over Deadpool 2, bro?
Because when we saw when we saw the trailer,
The multiple trailers.
We were like, that's gonna be shite.
I'm on record saying this is going to be terrible.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It looked bad.
It looked generic.
Yep.
It did not look like a Star Wars film.
Boring.
And what was the number one thing, our biggest pet peeve?
Is Han Solo.
Yes.
Didn't look like Han Solo.
Didn't sound like Han Solo.
So he wasn't Han Solo.
Yeah. Now, a lot of this changed. That's why we're doing the review. We just wanted to get out there. Yes, we're late, but for all of our fans, we wanted to give our input and our thoughts.
Our thoughts and prayers.
Yes. Okay, so what we normally do, we do a non-spoiler subject, just hitting the base points, giving our opinions about do we believe this is a good film, bad film, should you see it, not see it, and then we get into the details, the juicy
spoilers.
Yes. Okay, so Jordan, where do you want to start?
Right there.
Let's give a very base opinion. I think that's a spoiler, bro.
It was good. I don't even know what I'm pointing at.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was good.
Just good for you?
It was really good.
Okay. I thought it was actually great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I understand.
Just because coming from my perspective, bro, we all know I'm not a fan of The Last Jedi.
Yes.
I was not a fan of these trailers, so I had no expectation.
And that's the best thing. When you go into a movie with no expectations, because then you either get blown away or you don't get let down.
No, I was waiting for you to say that. Yeah, there's no disappointment.
Yeah, there's no disappointment, or you just get blown away. It's like a win-win situation. But if you go in with high anticipations, sometimes it ruins the movie.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so the best way to say, I feel like this film, from start to finish, was entertaining. The only negative thing you can say about it is that, unlike the previous Star Wars films, there's not one big blockbuster scene.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's not, at no point, besides like it being in the Star Wars universe, it never makes you feel like this is a $200+ million film.
Yeah.
It's very low scale for blockbuster standards, especially Star Wars standards.
Yeah.
And even though we'll talk about this later, I do want to say still the weakest part of the film from a personal perspective is
the character
of Solo.
Yeah.
Because every time you look at him, you
don't see Han Solo.
Yes.
You see someone else playing Han Solo.
Yes. Okay, so everything else is going to be spoiler-y, so we want to get that out the way. Real quick, I want to say I highly recommend this film. See it in theaters if you can. Do not do this whole we're going to reject it because of The Last Jedi thing. How you feel?
I agree. Definitely see it in the theater. It's worth the money you pay to watch it. It's definitely a good movie.
And it is, as we're going to talk about later, it is a beautiful film.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
He's tired, guys.
I'm old.
Okay, so right now this is where the spoilers come in.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. Okay. Now, the first thing, as my man was looking at, the beginning of the film starts where they show Solo on his home planet. This is where they introduce Emilia Clarke's character. What's her name again, bro? Kira. And what we liked is they try to escape. It doesn't work out for Kira. And Solo goes into the military, the Empire. And this is how
he... a pilot.
Yes. And this is how he gets his name, as Jordan will explain.
I'm going to explain this. He gets his... So let me paint the scene for you, right?
Paint it, bro.
He walks up to the enlister, right?
Yeah,
You call him that. He's at the desk, and he's
Yeah.
like, he's like, how long does it take for me to become a pilot? And he tells him a whole bunch of details and stuff.
And he said, and I remember him saying, because the enlister wonders why, he says to get back here, which is smooth because it's true, and also evades why he wants to actually leave. You know,
exactly. And then basically what happens is the enlister asks him, he's like, what's your name? He goes, Han. He's like, what's your last name? He's like, who's your people? He's like, I don't have any people. It's just me. And then he goes, And that's exactly the face he goes, Han Solo. And he just accepts it.
and I know online it's a back and forth saying this feels forced and cheesy, but when you think about the core, it makes complete and total sense. Because
I like it.
The planet is known for like nobody. There's a lot of, what is it called? Orphans.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
orphans
yeah.
on the planet. This is a barren planet, a scummy planet.
Yeah.
And at the definition of solo, you're a
Alone.
loner.
Yeah.
You're by yourself, and that is the embodiment of Han Solo.
Yeah, exactly. Until he meets our favorite guy,
Oh, is this where we get to the Chewie part?
Chewie.
Okay, so to set up this scene, right after he gets his name, they show him on another planet. Obviously, whatever happened with the pilot thing did not
Oh, yeah,
work out.
skips ahead 3 years.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And he's on the ground fighting.
yes,
Yeah.
which
So obviously the pilot thing didn't work out.
yeah,
Like you
which
said.
later on they explain because he couldn't take orders, so
Yeah.
that's why he becomes an infantryman.
Big surprise.
But the best part is, this is where he meets the Woody Harrelson character, Beckett.
Beckett, yep.
Yeah, and he's following orders. Did you do what I think you did?
I didn't. I heard it. That's why I looked over like that.
Oh no, that wasn't me.
Okay, I must have just been like the squeak or something. But
You continue, bro.
he meets Woody Harrelson's character.
Yes,
who,
yes. Would you think? Okay, initially, did you think he was actually a captain?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I did too. I did too.
I didn't get it. I didn't get why they were laughing. He's like, "Who's in charge? You are captain."
Oh, you're talking
And
about?
they're all laughing. All
And
the
his-
people are with him. They're
yeah,
like, "Yeah, captain." And I'm like, I don't get the joke, but okay.
No, I did.
I thought it was like, "Ha, the superior died. You're in charge now." I didn't realize it was, "Ha, you put on a random uniform and you're not the captain."
For me, it was very awkward because they were laughing. I'm like, okay, I'm really lost right now. Did I miss something?
I'm like, why are they? I was just like, that's like I said. I thought they were laughing because it was like, "Ha, you didn't realize you're in charge now."
yeah.
But it's actually they're smugglers, right?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
smugglers.
smugglers who are trying. Actually, we don't even know what they were trying to steal from that planet, do we?
No, the ship. They came specifically for the ship.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they came to steal the ship.
A certain type of ship. I don't know. We don't know the name, but we assume this ship was specific for the next job, which we will get into.
exactly. So they came to steal the ship.
Yeah.
And Han saw this as an opportunity to get off the planet and stop fighting in the war.
And make some money at the same
Yes,
time.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, Beckett's character, being what it is, snitches on him.
Well, also he snitches on him because Han decides if he didn't let him join, Han was gonna blackmail him.
Okay, yeah, that is right. That was that.
So he's like, he uses his fake captain, his fake superiority.
But by the way, how does Han notice the blasters?
I said the same thing. I was like, how come no one else noticed this? Because Han noticed it right away.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, so Han gets.
Which, by the way, that scene, just now thinking about it, is perfect foreshadowing, showing how Han is always aware of his surroundings, which is important for the end of the film. Do you know what I'm talking about? You remember how
Hold on.
the end of the film,
Okay. The end of the film's in my head now.
where Han says, "I'm always aware."
Nope, no idea what you're talking about.
You don't?
Nope, I'm lost.
Okay, well, it'll come back to you later.
Yeah, okay.
Just this is perfect foreshadowing for the end of the film.
Okay, yes. So then, basically, he's like this. What do you call them? A runaway or a traitor?
No, Beckett called him a runaway, and I believe that the lieutenant, the top dog, called him the traitor. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, no, I'm not surprised."
Yeah, and then they sent him to get eaten by a monster.
Yes, which if you're a fan, if you saw all the previous Star Wars films, the scene, the way they set up the environment, it made you think of the monster from Episode 6.
Yes.
Because there's the chain, it's a muddy area,
Yeah.
and then there's this opening in the cave, like a cave-like area. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh no! And then this is where Chewbacca comes in,
Chewie.
and it's awesome. And the best part about this scene is that this is the first time I really started to like Alden Heinrich.
I don't know who that is. That Solo.
Yeah, who plays Solo.
Okay.
This is where I first realized, personality-wise, I think he's fitting the role perfectly. Mm-hmm. Because the chemistry he had with Chewbacca, it made me think about Episode 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So yeah, Chewbacca actually tries to kill him.
Yeah. Which, did you know that Chewbacca and his species eat meat?
I didn't.
I didn't know that either.
I was wondering the same thing. I was like, I figured they had to eat something. Obviously, I didn't know they did that though. But apparently they have to.
Yeah. So. No, that just makes me think about Chewie in a different manner. You know, it's like
you never see him as like that vicious.
No, he looks like, but I guess it's like the dog. Like a dog looks innocent, but
can be vicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how he meets Chewie.
Okay, do you want to talk about Lando or the heist first, or after this?
Well, first,
because after this scene, they do go to the snow planet.
Yeah, they do the heist first, right?
Yeah. Which I thought was a very. I can't think of another film that had this type of scene besides that one Snowpiercer film, with like a snowy area on a very high developed train.
Oh, I know what movie you're talking about. I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
So the next scene is where the heist actually happens. This is why they got the ship.
Yeah.
This is where you get to meet the crew, both
Beckett's crew.
Yeah, Beckett's crew, both Beckett's girlfriend and then the pilot with the 4 arms.
Yeah. The what do they call him? Armenian or something like that?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
And they're stealing, what are they again? Something refined something.
The energy that
Powers
fuels
this shit.
Yeah.
What is it called though, bro?
Okay, you look that up as I describe the scene. Okay, so right before the actual heist, there's a night out. And this is where you get to know a little bit about Beckett's character, and you find out that he's not as evil or as dirty as you might think. He does have a weak spot himself. And then it's just the perfect scene to build up character moments, and then it's also a quiet moment before we have a major part in the film. And refined, bro, it's killing me. Refined,
I know, it's killing me too.
Quaglium or whatever.
Oh fuck! I don't remember.
Because oh god, okay. So the scene is the best part about this part too. It's a completely ice planet, and the train is going around a mountain, and because of the mountains, it can't always be straight.
Coaxium.
I was technically close.
You were close.
God.
So yeah, they were trying to steal that.
Yeah, which fuels all types of ships, right?
Yeah. It's basically it's an energy source, basically.
Yeah.
And it's super, super strong and powerful. Blows up a side of a mountain.
That's how the scene ends.
Yeah. You also meet in this scene. You meet the what's it called? The Marauders.
The Marauders.
I can't remember their name.
No, that's actually they're considered Marauders because when they name that one person, that's actually Nest is one person. Mm-hmm. It's not the squad.
Okay.
Yeah, that. By the way, the Marauders, they look like Destiny characters. When you really look at them, the helmets and stuff.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but what did they call them, though? They called them something. Because remember, he's like, you got to watch out for the whatever they were called. I can't remember what he called them.
I remember him calling the group Nest, and then I looked it up on IMDb that Nest is actually the leader. So I don't know. I can't remember now.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it was called Something's Nest.
Yes.
They kept saying it's Something's Nest or something like that. So yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, and then you meet these people.
Oh, just so you guys know, this is an important scene for Beckett because basically his entire crew is killed off.
Yes, Arminian gets shot
in the shoulder, which initially didn't look bad, but when he finally passes away, it looks like the
blaster took a good piece out of him.
Yeah, near his heart too. And then, did you think the death of his girlfriend was meaningful? Because we didn't spend much time with her, so
I felt like not so much to me.
No,
you could tell to Beckett it hurt.
Yes.
But to me, it was just like, oh, okay.
And I feel like this is where Beckett's character, he goes from having a weak spot to now he
doesn't care about anything anymore.
Yeah.
He's the lawless man.
No, like this is where he becomes the scummy person where it's all about himself and he literally doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next scene is where they go to the spaceship that's like a fancy hotel.
The yacht. They call it the yacht.
Yes. This is where we meet Dryden Voss, who's played by Paul Bettany, and we also get reintroduced to Kira by Emilia Clarke.
She shows up again after all these years.
Were you expecting that?
Yes, I was. Because I wasn't, because one, I knew Emilia Clarke was in the movie. Yes. And when we saw her in the beginning, I'm like, there's no way she's just in the beginning and then he goes ahead and he finds her at the end. You know what I'm saying? She has to play some part in the middle. So I knew she was gonna pop up. I just didn't know when.
Okay.
When or where. She popped up a lot quicker than I thought, though.
Okay, no, I agree. I wasn't expecting that quick of a turnaround.
Maybe like middle.
Yeah.
A little bit further in. But no, she popped up like a third of the way through.
She's basically in the entire film.
Yeah, exactly. She's maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just the 3-year pass skip. And when they do their first job, that's it.
I think she's tied with Beckett for
screen time.
Yeah,
probably.
By the way, this yacht is owned by the Crimson
Dawn.
Yes, Crimson.
Is it Crimson Dawn?
Yeah, I think and their colors are red and black, which is foreshadowing.
It is foreshadowing.
Which, by the way, I thought that just had to do that they're working with the Empire. You know, red and black.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just nothing special.
Yeah. Okay. So there's nothing. This was another character development scene. You more interaction with Chewie and Han Solo.
You know what else is a lot of foreshadowing though in that scene?
What?
They mention a lot. You don't really pay attention to it that much. That Dryden, they mention a lot. Like he has someone he has to answer to. They mention that a lot throughout like the scenes where you see him. It's like even he has someone he has to answer to, or you know what I'm saying, or there's somebody above Dryden too. Kira mentions that,
which is a good point because by the way, Dryden is first introduced by killing a man with which is
not only killing a man, killing a governor.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously he's powerful.
Killing a governor too with lightsaber infused blades, red,
like a mixture. Good point.
Which I'm just now.
We're doing a lot of foreshadowing here.
Yes. So, Crimson Dawn, red and black colors. He has lightsaber blades, which is like, which another thing, dual bladed knives, bro.
They were dual bladed knives. They look really cool.
We can't make it more obvious if you're a Star Wars fan.
You're really making a good point now that you were saying all this, bro.
No, it's just now hitting me.
Yeah, like dual bladed and fucking. Bro, we should have noticed this, bro. We should have noticed this. Problem is, when you're in the movie, you don't think about.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
And by the way,
there to enjoy the movie.
You notice his face had markings too, right?
Yes, I did. There's a lot of obvious signs out there now, bro.
Yo, he's a human version.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
you guys know who we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so basically,
how the fuck did we not notice this?
Dude, in that one scene.
Everywhere.
Dude, in that one scene.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Basically, if for the viewers who already seen this film, it's like, wow, Beckett is legit the human version of who he's working for.
Not Beckett, Dryden. You said Beckett.
Oh,
That's
my
all right.
bad.
I got
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, bro. Dryden Voss. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
How the fuck did we not notice that for real? Literally signs everywhere. And now they're all falling together. Anyways.
Maybe we're not that smart, people.
We are, but we gotta think about it. We
Yeah.
were there to enjoy the movie. Is
Yeah.
what we were there.
But I saw the film twice, and it's just now hitting me.
That's because. Well, have you been thinking about it though?
No. This
exactly-
is the first time I'm actually
you're going through.
brainstorming.
Yeah. You see, we're picking apart the scenes. That's why.
Yeah. No, I'm glad because I was going to completely skip that in the entire yacht thing too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I knew you were, and I was just like, let me just point this out real
Yeah,
quick. And
yeah,
then
no.
just dove deeper into the rabbit hole.
So, is there anything else you want to?
That scene about the yacht. Or-
Yeah, because the only
that I can think.
the only thing else I could think about is that Beckett, in many ways, reminds me of who we see Han in the future films. You know, like how Beckett was mingling with Dryden. He was saying he was being nice and entertaining, but he was still trying to find a way to squeeze himself out of messing up the job.
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
owes
that's what Han
Dryden a
does.
lot of money now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's basically that's basically who Han turns into.
Yeah, when you think about it, because
Yeah.
before Princess Leia, he doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah, no.
He's willing to kill anybody besides Chewie, of course. That's
Yeah,
his
of course.
only friend.
Yeah.
Okay, now
So, real quick though,
Yeah.
how do you know exactly how long this takes place before, like, before the next time we see Han Solo in the series?
I believe this is, from what I was reading, I believe this is 10 years before A New Hope. Or whatever a Star Wars year
is.
Yeah, to
Okay,
the New Hope.
that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Or no, to Rogue One. Because Rogue One
that's
is,
right. Rogue
is
One
right
is
before
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Rogue One is legit out, well, days before
Yeah.
A New Hope. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now I.
Which makes sense why the actor looks younger. That's the one thing that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next scene is where they go meet Lando, which Lando's played by Donald Glover, and I think he is the best fit from what we know and what is now present.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, do you want to say anything about that scene, or?
It's a fairly. Oh, what happened in the scene?
The scene is they go to. This is where Emilia Clarke says this. We can find a ship that's fast enough to get to the planet for the unrefined.
Yes, they may. Oh yeah, while they're in the yacht, they come up with the plan to get back on Dryden's good side to steal a bunch of unrefined coaxium and then refine it and bring it to him.
Yes, and there's only one person they know who's willing to do it, who has the spaceship to do it, and this is Lando.
And basically Han
Doesn't like him.
Yeah, he doesn't. But Han needs a ship.
Yeah.
And since they're playing a game of whatever it was called.
Basically a Star Wars poker.
Yeah. He decides to play him for the, obviously, as you can tell, it's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I thought that this was the scene that they talked about in episodes 4 and 5.
Yeah,
You know?
same here.
Like, this is how he wins the Millennium Falcon.
Exactly.
Yes. Turns out, not so much.
They played for it. He lost.
Yes. Do you want to talk about why he lost, or do you want to keep that for the end?
We'll keep it. Well, actually, I don't know. What do you want to do?
Let's keep it for the end, because
Okay.
then we could just go back to it.
So he loses.
Yeah, Han Solo loses, but Han Solo doesn't believe he lost fairly. Let's just say that. Yeah. And this is where he meets, where Lando reintroduces himself to Kira, and then that's where she gets the ship. By the way, Beckett gets his way with Lando.
Yeah, Beckett technically gets them the ship too.
Yes.
Because Lando, well, they negotiate. Lando wanted half, and Beckett made him do it for 25.
I think he did a perfect job with Lando. I felt, you know.
Yeah, played him.
Yeah. Then the next scene is a spaceship scene where there's more character building. There is a funny scene and a key foreshadowing scene where Beckett and Chewie are playing that chess, Star Wars chess with the holograms.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And Beckett says you should always be 2 or 3 moves ahead of your opponent.
Yep.
And always aware of your surroundings, right? And at the time, I just thought that was filler, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a good laugh, though, because Chewbacca tries to wipe off the holograms.
And then he also says this. He says, the lesson here is that everyone's predictable, or humans are predictable. He says something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. What happens after that? That's when they make that's when they go to the mine.
Yeah,
basically.
but they make the hyperdrive. There's also scenes introducing L3, which we should is.
She was a secondary character, more or less, right?
Yeah, yeah,
L3 is a robot
yeah.
who has the best navigational system
In the universe.
universe, pretty much. And
What did you think they implied? Because I got the feeling. Because you know how there's some people who are attracted to non-organic beings.
yeah.
I got the feeling that they were implying that Lando is attracted to anything that helps him.
I don't know.
Because you remember there's the scene with L3 and Amelia Clark or Kara.
Where she's like, we have the same situation.
Yeah.
And she's like, Lando's in love with me.
Yeah.
I feel like Lando wasn't so much in love with her as he was, I don't know, attached to her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I'm saying, because you could be attached to something because it's been there since forever.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
They've been through a lot too,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
there's side narratives where or moments where he tells a quick story here and there about what L3 has done.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure. But I do see what you're saying. I kind of got that impression a couple times.
Yeah, because like when they were getting the Millennium Falcon, she says she wants to do it in private, and he obeys her wishes and stuff.
Yeah,
so
he
it
does.
just, I don't know. It just,
Yeah. So I feel like I know what you're saying. I know where you're coming from.
I felt like there was a love, especially because future in the film, something happens to L3, and he was as passionate for her as Beckett was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Okay, so now moving to what's the name of the planet?
I was just thinking of the same thing, and I couldn't tell you.
Okay, the best way to describe it, it looks like a variation of what? Mars and Venus?
Sure.
It's a very gassy planet.
It is very gassy.
Yeah.
Basically, the planet is a mining planet.
Yes.
For coaxium.
Which they
Which
implied.
is also a slave planet because the slaves are the ones mining.
Yes, and that's why it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
The mining ones.
So they basically get to the planet, drop down, and they have this plan to basically act as like
Kara was acting like she was some tax.
a slaver, like she was a slave trader.
Okay.
Like, because you know what I'm saying? She's like, I brought you the slaves.
Oh, in
she
return
wanted-
for the
she wanted
spice.
the money, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So she was like a slave trader. And then they basically broke in, took over the mining place. L3 starts a robot revolution. She does. And then...
Can I say this? I enjoyed Rogue One. I wasn't the biggest fan. My least favorite character from Rogue One was the robot. I thought the comedy felt forced. In this film, I thought L3's moments felt natural to the situation.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or more natural, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, she starts revolution, and Han and Chewie have to get the coaxium, which is all the way at like the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a lot of coaxium. Chewie
It was
needs a
what?
couple
It was 10 or 12?
It was 11. It was
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it was 12 because he got one, and he's like only
11 more. Yes.
Yeah. And then Chewie finds some of his people down there.
Which I'm surprised. For some reason, when I'm thinking about this time period, I just think his entire race is already gone.
I feel you. Yeah, because you never see him. That's why.
Yeah, you only see him.
Yeah. So you finally see some of Chewie's people, I guess.
What are they called again? This is killing me.
Wookiees.
Yes.
They're called Wookiees. Well, I like how when they first when you first see him and the Beckett's people, they kept calling him Wookiees, like Wookiees instead of Wookiees. He kept specifically saying Wookiee.
So you think that's just an English, like...
I don't know if that's just how they say it or if he was saying it wrong too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but he kept saying that. But where were we at? The mining. Yeah. So he grabs the coaxium. Chewie saves a couple of his people. And then they gotta put the coaxium on the ship. Oh yeah, it's unrefined coaxium. So if it gets to a certain temperature, it explodes. So,
Yes, and they imply you have a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
to,
which is why they need the Falcon, the quickest
Yes.
thing to make the part. What's it?
the
Kessel Run.
yes, the Kessel Run, which is in 20 parsecs. By the way, that's key.
Kessel Run in 20 parsecs.
Yes, it is 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, this scene also gives the biggest shootout blockbuster
does.
scene.
Yeah. Once they're about to get the coaxium onto the ship.
Yeah, there's a
giant
lot of
firefight breaks out. Basically.
There's a lot of people involved. Basically, all the slaves are out, and then all the workers.
Slavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically just fighting. This is where L3 takes a shot.
Which, by the way, this is her fault.
It is her fault.
She was just standing in the middle of a battle scene. What are you?
And she's just like yelling at the robots. She's like, "Come on, guys, let's revolution." And she gets shot. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what happens to people who stand around in the middle of a battlefield. This is what happens.
I will say that scene, that it did feel forced because it's like, what else is going to happen? If she didn't get shot, it would have felt fake.
She should have moved her ass. So yeah, and then Lando runs to her. He starts freaking out, grabs her like upper half of her body, and brings it on the ship. Lando gets shot.
Yeah, in the arm, which I thought. By the way, I want to point out, I thought this was a key scene for the future film. Like a couple minutes later, why Chewbacca decides to stay with Han instead of going with his people. Because I don't know if you remember, they showed a close up of Chewie's face seeing Han chase after Lando. Han didn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. He didn't have to. Yeah.
That's because this is the phase where Han, even though he's trying to be a badass, trying to be an outlaw, he still is a good person.
Yeah, that's what's it called? Oh yeah, that's in the scene where they're playing the chess. And he's like, remember he said people are predictable? He goes to see Kira in her room.
Oh yeah, right
and
after.
She tells him that. She's like, no matter how, he's like, I'm the bad guy. Or no, he says, what does he say? He says, I'm something. And she goes, no, you're the good guy, is what she tells him.
I think he says something and then he says, I'm now an outlaw.
Oh yeah, he says I'm an outlaw. And she's like, you're the good guy. And
yeah.
it's just like,
and then he looks at her saying,
yeah, he's like, nah, come on.
Yeah. And this scene proves that he's still at the end. He's trying.
Yeah, because he didn't need Lando.
No, he could have just
grabbed the ship and gone.
Yeah,
but he went back for him.
Yeah, which I thought was key for Chewie because I think Chewie recognized he is different for being an outlaw.
What happens next? Next, they go to the planet to refine it.
No, next is the actual Kessel Run itself.
Oh,
the famous 12 seconds.
12 seconds.
I mean, 12.
If you round down, according to Han, if you round down, it's 12 seconds.
So what is? You think it was like more so like closer to 13, but he said let's make it 12. It's more impressive.
I think it's because it wasn't exactly in 13. He was like, it's 12 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm 21 right now, but tomorrow's my birthday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really, I'm 21, but tomorrow I'll be 22. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah. Which, once again, I want to say, my favorite parts of this film are those moments because it just feels so right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though, take away, as we keep saying, he doesn't look or sound like him.
Yeah.
The chemistry and interaction.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there. So he does the Kessel Run.
Which, to be honest with you, bro, this is where science fiction and sci-fi fantasy just breaks my brain.
Yeah, you can't really follow it so much because you don't understand it.
Okay, so they're in some type of dimension, area of space where I don't.
Yeah. So basically, there's these giant clouds around the planet that
if
they're made of vapor and this and that where
planets are crushing into each other, where there's massive beings.
Yeah, there's beings you've never seen. There's electricity. There's just everything is just in there. So it's just nobody travels through it. It's too dangerous.
It's like the way they made me feel. It's like a field similar to a black hole, where once you go into a black hole, everything's coming together. Mm-hmm. This is what this area is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So the entire time this is happening, they're also trying to save L3, and they imply the only way to save her is to upload her not her brain
navigational system.
Yes, which will keep her alive technically, but it also aids them in getting out.
Yes.
And the reason why they went into the actual gassy space area is because
The coaxium.
No, but the Empire comes.
Oh yeah, they were getting there was a whole like fleet or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, a massive ship.
I think they call it a blockade. It was
Blockade,
a blockade,
yes.
And the shit's uncomfortable as hell.
Bro, I know.
Hey guys. But yeah, so they have to. Well, also because of the coaxium too. They didn't have time to go around the blockade. They just had to.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying if the blockade wasn't there,
they still might have made it.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah.
And this is where we get the only space shootout.
Yes.
Yeah, which
didn't last that long.
No, and I would say it wasn't the worst Star Wars space shootout, but it's definitely not.
It was just in the middle.
It was suitable.
Yeah, it was average. Then they run into this giant being.
This octopus.
Yeah, it was basically a giant octopus that had like electricity inside of it.
But when we say giant, we don't mean like it's the size of a continent. Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With an S.
Yeah.
And then there
is. It wasn't a black hole, but it looked like
I forgot what they called it. It was like this.
They had a name for it. Yeah. But it was red and stuff. It was really cool. By the way, all of this looks beautiful. Never at one point I could tell it was fake.
Yeah, I forgot what they call it, but basically they get close enough so that the octopus gets sucked in, and you can tell how powerful it is because it sucks in the skin of the octopus first.
Yes.
And like completely de-skins it, and then you see this like the skeleton, or whatever underneath of it, and it just goes in. I'm like, what the fuck?
By the way, I want to emphasize this octopus, like the eye of the octopus was the size of the Millennium Falcon.
It was bigger than the Millennium Falcon.
The eye.
Yeah.
So
it was huge.
And this was you remember I think I heard you say no way or something because they plug the. They put part of the what's the fuel
coaxium
into the jump drive
just a little bit, just a tiny smidge, enough to get it to boost the system into hyperdrive, right?
Initially though, it doesn't work.
Yeah, which it was funny.
Which Han has to live, but for a quick second I was like,
you really doubt it, because it powers up, and then it fails, and you're just like,
because
there's no way out of this. There's no one gonna come to save them. They're done.
It looks like, in terms of screen, it looked like they were a couple feet from going in, and everybody's just being evaporated.
Yeah. And then hyperdrive kicks in, so luckily they were saved.
Yes, and then they go to a planet that looks like another Tatooine, except with an ocean.
Super desert. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there was yeah, exactly. It was like half ocean, half desert.
Yes.
And that's where they refine the coaxium.
Which, from a pure collective moment, this is my favorite part of the film. Just everything comes together.
You realize a lot of things.
Yes, and this score for this section was amazing. I loved it was some type of tribal exotic score because this is where we discovered that the Marauders.
Yeah.
Yes. They come in. They've been tracking them this entire time.
Yes, they have.
You want to describe the big reveal in terms of that group?
The Marauders?
Yeah.
Oh, you find out that they're basically
they're actually the good guys.
They're the good guys. They're survivors of like
the Crimson Dawn.
The Crimson Dawn / Empire
syndicate.
Yes.
Because the Crimson Dawn is part of a 5-group syndicate that is basically conquering planets a la like the Empire.
Yes. And they're basically trying to stop Beckett and Solo from getting the coaxium, because the coaxium is just going to further help off
the Crimson Dawn
and destroying more planets and such like that. You know what I'm saying? Or taking over more planets.
Yeah. They emphasize, if you give it to us, this will help aid a rebellion.
Yes, they do emphasize that.
Yes.
So, and then, he listens to the story, and Han, being the good guy, being the good guy,
He wants to help.
he wants to help. He doesn't want to give the coaxium to what's it called anymore? To Crimson Dawn.
to Dryden Voss.
Yeah, to Dryden.
Yeah.
And then Beckett is
Okay, did you believe this scene? Because initially I really thought he didn't want anything to do with it.
so did I. That's what I was about to say. Beckett doesn't want anything to do with the plan. He's like, sorry, kid, I can't do it. Not this time. So
And he says some things that goes back to the campfire. So that's what made me believe. Like,
he's like, I just want to,
play
play the instrument that he wanted to learn to play
Yeah.
or something like that. So you're like, okay, so Beckett's out, and then Han has the plan, of course. You don't find out the plan till later.
Yeah.
But Han has a plan to basically get the coaxium to the Marauders and somehow overcome Beckett.
Yes.
And
Or not Beckett, Dryden.
Beckett, Dryden.
Yeah.
See,
You messed up too now. Okay, so we're even.
Yeah.
We're tied.
Somehow overcome Dryden and shit.
Real quick though, I want to say that the leader of the
Marauders.
Yeah, who is Nest? She would be perfect for an Aloy film, bro. I just have to say it. The hair, her look.
I see it.
She has a British accent, so it's like, why not?
I see
Okay,
it.
I just now back to this scene. I was fooled. I'm not gonna lie, because there's two backstabbings.
There is.
Yes, the first one. I'm not surprised. The second part, I was like, "Yo, Han is he's smarter than I thought."
Yeah, he is.
Do you want to describe it? You're doing such a great job, bro.
Bro, you go.
No, please, come on, come on.
I'm gonna describe it. So basically, they get back
Onto the ship.
onto the yacht, the
Yeah.
big ass yacht,
Yeah.
Dryden Voss's yacht, and he gives Dryden the coaxium.
Yeah. What gives away that something's off is the way Dryden is acting, which makes me think something I initially thought that Kira snitched.
Same here. So yeah, Dryden acts all cool, everything's going on.
Very nonchalant.
Yeah, and then he goes, "So how'd you do it?" And he's like, Han's just like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "How do you make it look so much like real coaxium?"
Yes.
And he's like, "What are you talking about? It is real."
Which, by the way,
It is.
it is.
Yes.
So he wasn't lying at any point of this thing.
Yeah. And Dryden says, "Well, I have." What did he say? He said, "I
I have a source.
Yes. He's like, my source tells me that he told me all about your plans and this, that, and the third."
And he believes it's
Kira.
Kira.
Yeah. He goes, "I don't know what Kira told you." He's like, No. It's not Kira who told me.
And that's the problem.
Yep. He's like, "That's the problem. Turns out she has a soft spot for you, Han."
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
And then from the door,
Somebody walks in. And at this point, we know it has to be Beckett.
it's Beckett, of course. So Beckett betrays Han.
And it's like, he really doesn't care. He's heartless.
Yep. So then,
Which leads to the next surprise, which I did not see coming at all.
yes. So Beckett basically told Dryden all the plans.
Yes.
So
They go to the scene where the
Marauders are back on the planet.
Yes.
And Dryden sent his men there to get the real coaxium.
All of his elite men.
Yes.
Cue epic music, by the way.
Epic music happens.
Yes.
And then Francis, what happened? Francis?
And then this is when they cut back to Solo, and this is where he goes back to later parts or earlier parts of the film, saying, "I remember what you taught me, Beckett. You said always be 2 steps ahead, and you told me never to trust anybody. You're also predictable."
Yeah. So then more awesome music starts playing.
Yes.
And then it goes back to the scene with the planet with the Marauders and the elite men.
And there's the shot where she's coming off of the
Whatever that was.
And she slams down.
She slams down with her whatever.
Yeah, with her staff or whatever. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So basically, it was also a trap. Another backstab.
Yes. By Han this time.
Yes. And so all of his men get beaten, and then Han mentions to Beckett that this is the real coaxium.
No, but Beckett says, wait, so if there's no...
Oh, yeah, because they did report that the coaxium was not, before they got betrayed again,
Yeah.
he reported that the coaxium was not there.
Yes.
So he's like, where is it? And then that's when
Beckett being Beckett, he says,
he's like, "Where's the real coaxium?" He's like, "It's right there."
and then he shoots the remaining two guards.
He shoots the 2 guards that whatever his name.
Dryden boss
has. Yeah, he had. And then he, of course, him being him, he wants it all to himself.
Yeah.
So he basically holds everyone up at gunpoint, besides Chewie.
Yeah, because Chewie helps him.
Chewie has to carry it because he needs someone strong to carry.
And then this is the epic showdown between
Dryden and Han.
And we will find out it's actually Kira, too.
Yes, Kira joins into the fray, and she's a beast. She can fight.
Yeah. This scene was weird because once again it makes you believe, okay, she's going to side with Han.
Yes.
It does prove she cares for Han.
Yes.
Because she didn't have to save his life.
That's true.
But it also shows you that her love for Han might not be at the top of her
priorities. Yes, is the best way of putting it. So basically, the fight breaks out. You think Kira might betray Han? She doesn't. She betrays Dryden again.
Kills him.
I would say, does she actually kill Dryden, or does Han kill Dryden?
No. You remember because they have a short sword battle, and then one of his knives gets stuck in her sword. She does something, kicks him,
and it goes back into him. Yes. Okay, I remember now. So then she basically kills Dryden, and Han has to go after the coaxium.
Which, by the way, Kira influences him to go after.
Says, go.
Save Chewie.
Like, yeah, she's like, save Chewie, grab the coaxium, and he's like, what are you going to do? She tells them that, well, because they have this dream that they want to get their own ship and explore the universe together.
Supposedly.
Yes. So she says, well, if we're going to get our own ship, we're going to need the money to do that.
Oh, yeah, and then they focused in on
the
all
gems.
these... Yes.
All these gems and, crystals and shit that Voss had. So he goes to save Chewie.
Which, by the way, they keep this entire situation now. They keep cutting back. They're going back and forth between the ship and Chewie and Beckett.
Yes. And what happens next?
I believe they show Beckett and Chewie walking.
Yeah, and then Han Solo pops up.
Yes, but then they cut back to Kira, and she looks at the gemstones and then walks away.
Yes.
And she picks up
the ring,
Dryden's ring, which is the symbol of the Crimson Dawn.
Yes.
And then she basically gets control of the ship.
Yes.
And this is where one of the biggest, most surprising cameos I can think of, I can remember, pops up.
Puts in the ring to this, I don't know what it is.
Panel. Let's say that.
Puts in the ring to the panel, and a hologram pops up, right?
The ship turns on, and then the hologram pops up.
Ship turns on, hologram pops up.
Which, okay, initially, I thought they were working for the Hutts. Jabba the Hutt? Yeah. But then a hologram pops up. So the Hutts don't use holograms in situations like this. So I'm like, okay, the Empire.
Yes, that's what I thought.
What's the first thing you see, bro? You see a robotic leg.
Yes.
And it's like, no, they can't be hinting at who we think.
You see, I forgot that he had a robotic leg. So
so you still didn't know?
Yeah, I still didn't know.
Okay.
Until they took off the hood.
Okay, but we should emphasize, he started talking before the hood.
He did, but I didn't recognize the voice.
I didn't either, but it wasn't Darth Sidious's voice.
It was not.
So
that voice I would remember.
Yeah, who could this be? And then Jordan. They take the hood off. They not epic music, but Sith Lord music.
It was Yoda.
No, it wasn't.
But someone who fought Yoda.
Yeah. Wait, did he?
Didn't he?
No.
I swear he did.
Are you talking about the show? Did he fight him in the show? I don't remember.
Might have. We'll have to look this up. It was Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Mm-hmm. Aged Darth Maul, too, but still.
Yes. I definitely noticed that. He looked older. I was like, okay.
Which it does make sense because this is 30 plus years after episode 1.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's still just like.
No, it was.
It kind of, I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He looks old.
No, he looked, but it just, it makes sense when you think about it, though. Because if you guys watch the Clone Wars and the Rebels TV show, animated, this fits in. Mm-hmm. It makes complete and total sense. Okay, so there's that. And then they cut back to Han, Chewie, and Beckett. And this is a moment where two things happen. this is the moment where Han becomes who the audience knows Han to be. And
Yes.
it also clarifies episode 4 pet peeve for many fans. You know what I'm talking about, bro?
I don't.
When episode 4 was first released,
Uh-huh.
Han shot Guido first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah.
in the special edition, he shoots second.
Uh-huh.
What this? You remember how who shoots who first in this showdown between Beckett and Han? Han shoots first.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
And Beckett says, "Good, you learned, because I was going to kill you."
Yeah. Oh, I never thought about that. Now I see what you're saying.
Interesting, right?
It is interesting. I never thought about that, but yeah, I forgot about that big debate, bro.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm always going to side with George Lucas because he created Star Wars. So I wish that they sided with George, but George helped with this film.
Yeah.
So if he gave the okay, it's like, I don't care. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was good.
And then this is for me, a depressing part. They cut back to, well, they don't cut back. They show the ship leaving.
The big ass yacht,
Yeah,
just flying away.
And you could see it in his face.
He's like-
the disappointment.
like, yep.
But they also show a shot with Amelia Clark, and you could tell
She's sad too. That's why I said, bro, earlier. I was like, I don't know if she's doing it for her or for him.
But
To protect him.
I know, bro. But that scene is just like, because when I saw the ship leaving, I automatically thought, okay, she's opportunistic. What if she was only with Han because Han was the only person
Her best option.
to leave that planet?
Exactly. No, I feel you, bro, but it's like
That look,
I know,
it kills
bro,
you.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like she's doing it for Han, but also for herself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they kind of coincide with each other. I feel like she's so smart. She chose the best option. Although she doesn't like it, it's the best option for both of them.
And as we said
Gets
earlier,
power, she could protect him while also protecting herself. You know what I'm saying?
no, yeah. And as we were talking about off screen, bro, she's very similar to Anakin in her motives. You know,
Very conflicted.
yes.
Love,
Hate.
power, hate. It's too many options.
Bro, that's the
That's pretty much the movie, bro.
yeah. Well, there's the Lando thing we still have to talk about.
That is true.
Yes, because the yacht goes off and then they do like a cut and then I can't remember. Is there anything between?
I'm trying to think right now. It's that. Well, there is something in between. He gives the coaxium to the Marauders.
Oh,
And that's when
yes.
she says the quote, "This will be the spark of the rebellion" or whatever, something
Yes.
like that. And then she offers him to. She's like, "Do you want to be part of the rebellion?" She's like, "We need leaders and like you,
Talent like you."
leaders like captains like you." And he's like, "Nah, not for me, kid."
But
He's like says, "Don't hold your breath, kid," is what he says.
which yeah, this is okay. That is right.
Yeah.
And then that's when they go into the tropical planet scene.
Yeah, very nice planet.
Yeah, like
And they're playing
More poker.
Yeah, people are playing poker, and guess who's there?
how does Lando know all the spots? That's what I want to know.
Bruh. And oh yeah, we also never mentioned that Lando abandoned them
Oh yes,
when the Marauders first showed up.
which was a funny skit too because
when the Marauders first showed up, Lando said he's like, "Han, I'm gonna be waiting in my ship for my cut of the job," and Han says, "Okay." And then the Marauders show up, and he's like,
Han is being Han
he
saying
bluffs.
yes.
He's like, "We have 20 men on the ship, highly trained, that are gonna come as soon as I give them the signal." And then the ship flies away. Millennium Falcon gone. Lando's gone. So that's the last time you see Lando until now.
Yes, and this is where Han gets his baby.
Yes, the Falcon.
Yes, which now we could go back to the first time they played poker, where there's a reason Han had a feeling that something wasn't right, right?
Yes, he says strictly too. He says there's no way he could have had that green card.
Yes.
because they played all of them already.
Yes. Which, by the way, I'm still surprised nobody noticed
that. Yeah,
this.
because that's a big deal. That's like someone playing a fifth ace in
Yes,
poker.
yes.
You would notice that.
And these
You've
are
already-
all like bad people.
Yeah,
like
so
nobody's
you should
paying
expect them to cheat.
Yeah.
You should have your eyes open for
Yeah.
them to cheat. I agree
or
with you.
paying attention.
Yes, exactly. So I agree with you there.
Yeah.
But
But Han, the point is Han, because when Lando opens up and is trying to like basically,
Yeah, he's like, hey, what's up, my friend?
do I get my cut?
Yeah. He's like, where's my cut? And he's like, cut. We made it out alive. You lucky I don't have Chewie rip your arms off.
Oh, which by the way, when they were on the gas planet, you remember, was it episode 4 or 5 where Han says something about Chewie will rip your arms off?
Yeah.
Well, they show that he actually does that.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
When he does, yeah, Chewie does rip someone's arms off.
Okay, but my bad. Go back to it. I
No.
just want to point that out.
Yeah, so he's like, he's lucky I don't have Chewie rip your arms off. And then you see Lando's like terrified. And then Han spots a card in his sleeve.
Yes. Which, by the way, how nobody could see this either.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. It was like right here.
Yeah.
Like so.
And you can't hear him like.
Yeah, grab it. And then he's like, buddy.
Yeah, and he does a very Han thing. He makes it seem like, oh, I'm just hugging you, but no, he has something.
Was like hugging. He was like, you really thought he was gonna rip your arms off, didn't you?
Which, by the way, the first time I saw the film, it didn't even click to me. That's why he was hugging him.
Oh,
The first time I saw.
oh yeah, no,
Yes.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Cause they once I knew Han saw the card and he switched up. I was like, he definitely stole that card.
Yeah.
It's definitely within Han's capability to grab that card.
Which, by the way, Han still won without even using it.
Yes, he did. He said if you had that green card,
You would have been able to beat me.
yeah. So
Which I just want to say, for what we see of Han, he still, and what we will like for future films, he is a man of principle. Like he is a smuggler, yet he won't cheat at poker.
he's the type of person who like he'll cheat if you cheat. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
But as long as it's fair game, he's okay with it.
Which going back to episode 5, Lando was lying. Han didn't cheat. Lando was the one cheating,
That's true.
which I think is awesome. But it plays into Lando's character. He's the type of person, he's always trying to say something to get his option, you know.
So
This is kind of long in the cars, but
we went through a lot of scenes, bro. It was a good movie. It was a really good movie. So
the key thing is it was better than it had any right to be.
that's true. We weren't expecting a lot. We really weren't.
And we're big Star Wars fans, and it's just I by the way, just so we can say this, the Boba Fett film was announced, and
That's right. Isn't it supposed to be a sequel to this?
That's what I want to talk about since we're already on
okay,
this.
yeah.
And there's an Obi-Wan film.
Yeah, I also forgot about that one.
Yes. So the actor who's playing Solo is in contract for 3 films. Obviously, he's not going to get 2 Solo sequels.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people talking that supposedly Solo is going to be in the Boba Fett
I
and the
can definitely
Obi-Wan
see that
film.
one.
And it would make sense that these 3 films are going to be about individuals, but they're all going to come back to a Darth Maul trilogy.
Yeah,
Which
because
makes,
because it's a lot of information in those 3 movies that can lead to something else.
yes.
See, that's what I like. I like when like series do this, is where they get a lot of separate like sources, I guess you could say.
Like separate stories told that still connect.
Yeah, all the information is like there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I like stories that go in deep, but I don't like it when it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I like when all the stories converge. You know what I'm saying?
Even though they're separate, though.
Yeah,
That's where you're trying to. Yes.
But they all come together at a certain point.
Yeah.
I don't like when just like, oh, like with comics, although I like it, at the same time I don't like it, is all these parallel universes. So
Bro,
it's like
it's just it's too much.
Just exactly what I'm saying is like they never come together. They're there, but they never come together. So I like when movies and like TV shows, like when there's crossover in TV shows.
Yes, yeah.
I like that too because it's like it's same world, same information. It's just you basically broaden your horizons a bit more.
You know what I think? If Disney, if Lucasfilm does this correctly, what could be brilliant about this is that they could have 3 films that technically can be isolated. Yet if you watch them back to back to back, it's like a typical trilogy.
Yeah.
Which is very different. We haven't seen take away the
How much
MCU.
of a powerhouse this Disney is, though, bro?
Bro, I don't.
They're doing the Star Wars Marvel effect, bro.
Bro, we need this is a separate topic.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's there, bro.
Guys, expect sometime in the next month we're going to talk about this because Disney
Disney is fucking. money, baby.
Bro, this
stop.
it's yo. You want to hear something crazy?
Hit me with it.
They made $3 billion in the first 4 months
Of what? Of all the movies?
of this year.
Holy shit.
Bro, think about this.
How much did they buy Star Wars for again?
$4 billion.
Woo! They making their money back.
George Lucas, what were you thinking? He could have charged $8 billion.
He could have. He could have.
Bro, just to put
But
this in
still,
perspective.
though, bruh, $4 billion is a lot of money, baby.
Okay, I know, but think of it like this. In 3 years, just from the films alone, 3 Star Wars films have grossed over $4.5 billion.
I know what you're saying, but it's like, someone offers you that money, bro. Cause say he was expecting like $1 billion, and they offered him 4. You know what I'm saying? You're like, deal.
But bro,
Little did he know he could have got 8.
this also includes Indiana Jones, though.
When was the Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
I like to pretend that one doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, bruh.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, bruh. To me, it's just not. I love the old ones, bro, and to me, it wasn't nearly as good as the older ones.
We'll have to rewatch because I think there's. Okay, this is all a separate thing.
My main point was, how old was the last Disney animal? Like, when was the last one that came out?
This is why I want to talk to you, bro. It's a decade now.
2008.
It came out May 2000, Memorial Day weekend 2008.
Damn, so it has been exactly a decade. Damn. I do have to rewatch though, because I only seen it like once or twice.
Yeah.
But I the old ones I'm just in love with. So.
Well, it's the same reason why people hate the prequels because they grew up on.
I can understand that.
The originals. Okay.
But I don't hate the prequels. I love them.
My bad. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us. This was a very in-depth and
spoiler heavy episode.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna write that down. Okay, but if you want to contact Rhinos and Aliens, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and that's it. Because we no longer do personal accounts because we're dwindling here, guys.
We're doing what?
We're dwindling. There's like so many different people on and off. It's just
I understand.
Yeah,
just contact the main one.
Yes.
If you need to contact someone else.
Yes, and
let the main person know.
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, if you liked the video, give us that thumbs up. If you disliked it, we respect your decision. Just let us know why. And if you have any comments, you want to talk to us about any specific moments, any actors, any decision, talk to us because we really enjoyed the film. How did you feel about it? Let us know.
And guys, right now, if you had this is serious though, Francis. I noticed this the other day, right? And I always forget to mention it.
Okay.
Now, when we're subscribed to somebody, right? You don't always get a notification that their video is there.
You mean a new video?
Yeah, if you're subscribed to too much people, right? But you really like us, go to subscriptions, and there's like a little bell by us. There's that little bell. Click that bell. See? I'm here. Click it. And it'll let you know every time we update a video or upload a video.
Yes, that is an excellent point.
See, thing is too is if you have too much subscriptions,
they stop doing it.
Yeah, unless you actually go to our channel, you know what I'm saying, you won't see it that much. No, I mean, like I said, all my subscriptions are like to things that are kind of like related to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
And as you were saying, the top channels are the ones that get the most notifications.
Yeah.
So and
just saying, if you like us, hit that little bell. Help us out.
Okay,
or help you out.
And help us out.
Exactly.
Okay, so thank you guys. We had a blast.
It was pretty fun.
We hope you had a blast.
Go see the movie.
And we might... What's the next impressions we might do?
What's coming out? There's a movie coming out. Oh, you know what movie I really want to see?
What?
Tag.
Really?
Hell yeah, that shit look funny as hell.
Okay, I'm down. You know I'm down for... Bro.
That shit looks funny, dude. Because I feel like in 20 years, that would be me. Or, 15 years. That would be me. Fucking playing tag with 30-year-olds.
Bro, see? I'm down with that. The thing that just makes me, numb, they've been playing for 30 years.
Bruh. And it's based off a true story.
Yes!
People are wild. I think that's cool, though, man.
No, it's awesome.
In this guy, he's going to retire, and he's never been tagged.
No,
So, the movie is about them tagging him.
Yo, by the way, random fact. Jeremy
Renner?
Yeah, he broke both of his arms
In that movie?
Yeah. Not because of the movie, but during, like, on set.
Huh.
Yet he never had an injury on any other film set,
That's
including
interesting.
Mission Impossible.
How the fuck did you break both your arms? I like the one dude who's in it too, though. I can't remember his
The
name.
cast is dynamite.
What's his name? The one dude with the crooked nose.
Oh, and
Jake Johnson.
Oh,
I think his name is. He's from The New Girl. The show The New Girl.
Okay. Oh, I know. Okay.
I can't remember his name for the life of me.
I was going to say Incredibles 2, though.
Oh, when does that come out? Does
Next
that come
week.
out next week too? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. June is packed. If you're following our Twitter page, it is jam-packed. Okay, this episode
It
video
is Jake Johnson. Can't confirm.
has... Awesome. Okay, we definitely... Okay. See you next time.
See you next time.
It'll probably be in 2 weeks, and have a great time and watch some other videos.
If you don't
Yes.
see us for a little bit, go have some fun. If you're young, go be wild. If you're old, sit at home, do some stuff. I don't know. It's your choice. You know what I'm saying? If you're old, you want to go party, go party.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.